Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpad Shankaram Lokashankaram. Welcome to the next episode of Ramayana for the Contemporary. In the last episodes, we have discussed all about how the Lord Vishnu wanted to descend on this earth as Rama, Lakshmana, Bharatha, Shatrugna, as the sons of Dasharatha. This is what we have discussed in the last episodes. We have discussed about the Ashwamedha Yagam, we have discussed about the Putrakama Ishti, we have also discussed about how the Lord Brahma has ordered all the monkeys, all the devatas to procreate monkeys who are going to help Lord Vishnu in the days to come. So, upon discussing all of that, we understood that Dasharatha has given the payasa which has come out from a huge figure who has given that payasa patra to Dasharatha. And we all understood that Dasharatha has shared that payasa with his three most beloved wives, who are Kausalya, Sumitra and Kaikeyi. We have also discussed about the proportion of sharing of that payasa. And now time has come that the good news of all the three queens of that kingdom are carrying and now are pregnant. This news has spread far and wide across the kingdom, and everyone in the kingdom were so happy that the king is now procuring sons, and these princes will become the heirs of the kingdom. Time has come that these three queens have delivered 4 princes to the kingdom. And the firstmost one was from the womb of Kausalya, and that was on the 9th day of the bright fortnight of the Chaitra Masa, wherein the Queen Kausalya has delivered to a baby boy who was named as Sri Rama. And then the Queen Kaikeyi has delivered to another boy who was named as Bharatha. And Sumitra has delivered twins who were named Lakshmana and Shatrugna. So there was festivity all around Ayodhya that the King Dasharatha was blessed with sons. And then the whole Ayodhya have started celebrating this gracious occasion of the kingdom now having higher apparents, and there were princes and there were sons to this King Dasharatha. The whole kingdom was rejoicing, the whole kingdom was in festivities all around. So, likewise, these children, Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrugna, 4 of them have been growing, and customary practices have been completed like Jatakarma and the Upanayana. Before the Jatakarma and the Upanayana, there was the naming ceremony which has been completed for Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrugna. So who did the naming ceremony? The great sage Vasishtha Maharshi did the naming ceremony to Rama, Bharata, Lakshmana and Shatrugna. He named the eldest one as Rama. Rama is a powerful word which the great Vasishtha Maharshi has given all of us, to the whole mankind. This is the gift which Vasishtha Maharshi has given all of us. Because Rama, the word Rama is not an ordinary word. Per se, it is a 2-syllabled simple word which can be uttered by anyone without much of exertion. The 2 syllables which are there in the word Rama, which is Ra and Ma, have been picked up, one from the Ashtakshari Mahamantra and one from the Panchakshari Mahamantra. The syllable Ra is picked up as a Bijaksharam from the Ashtakshari Mahamantra, which is Om Namo Narayana. the Ashtakshari Mahamantra, and the syllable Ma has been picked up from the Panchakshari Mahamantra. It is the Bijakshara of the Panchakshari Mahamantra, which is Nama Sivaya. Nama Sivaya. So the syllables Ra and the syllable Ma has been picked up from these two great Mahamantras, and the word Rama has been coined by the great sage Vasishtha Maharshi. This Rama is not a simple name which has been given to one of the sons of Dasharatha. The word Rama is a Mahamantra by itself, because mantra is something, upon uttering it repeatedly, it will save one's soul. That is what is a mantra. Manana trayate iti mantraha. That is what it's called. That is the definition of mantra. That which will save oneself from misery if uttered repeatedly. That is what is called a mantra. Now, how will a mantra save someone? From what is a mantra saving someone? That's a very good question here. So, we all have to understand that a mantra saves the soul, the jivatma, which is intertwined with the body. The mantra saves that soul from getting into the misery and from getting into the kala chakra of births and deaths and births and deaths. Hence, mantra saves that soul from getting into this misery, and mantra helps that soul to getting unified with the Paramatma. That is nothing but moksha. That is one of the objectives and the primary objectives of every human being and of every life force. So here we all understand that this great sage Vasishtha has done the naming ceremony of the four sons of Dasharatha. But why did it happen like that? Dasharatha was very much anxious about his children. Dasharatha did not procure children for 60,000 years. And Dasharatha was turning old by the time he begot children. And so, considering that particular scenario, why did Dasharatha did not name his four sons by himself? Why did he give a chance to the great sage Vasishtha to name them? Because our Shastras clearly explain that the parents should not name their children, but however, their guru, their preceptor should name their children. If not their guru, then the grandfather should name their children. Hence, this is what Ramayana is teaching all of us. How do we put the right name? Because a name is something which has to be virtuous, which has to be powerful, which has to spread all the right energy forces, which has to give an appropriate aura in the home while the name is being called upon, while the child is being called upon. And hence, that is the power of a name. That name should be given by someone who has a great wisdom, and that will be none other than a guru. And hence, names should be so appropriate and so powerful, like how Vasishtha has named the eldest son of Dasharatha as Rama, and the next son of Dasharatha as Bharatha, and the twin sons born of Sumitra as Lakshmana and Shatrugna. Likewise, all the four children have been growing up. All the four children have been put into various activities of learning. All the four children have been growing up. So here, Valmiki Maharshi says, Tesham keturivajjeshto Ramo Ratikarappituhu Babhuva bhuyo bhutanam Swayambhuriva sammata. He says that Ramo Ratikarappituhu, while everyone, all the four were growing together, Rama was the delight of his father Dasharatha. Rama was making sure that his father Dasharatha was always happy. Now, how is this possible? How can Rama do that? How should Rama make sure that his father was always happy and delightful about him? The only secret here is Rama was always acting in such a way that his father was happy about his actions. When I say acting, that does not mean that he is only acting outwardly and inwardly he is something else. No, that is not the meaning which I am wanting to communicate. Here, Rama's actions are bringing joy and delight to his father. In other words, whatever brings joy or delight to his father is being done by Rama, which means Rama is making sure that any action which Rama is wanting to perform, his only parameter will be whatever now I am wanting to do, will this make my father happy or not? If this is making my father happy, I'll do this. If it is not making my father happy, I will not do this. That is the parameter on which Rama is taking up his life. Whatever makes his father happy, that should be the objective of performing. That should be the objective of every son in this world. The only parameter should be whether this action which I am performing, will this make my father happy or not? That is because our existence, every human being's existence in this world is solely dependent on one's father. Is solely dependent on that father's nurturing of this child. What if a child was born and the father has just thrown him away in the garbage, not even nurturing him, not even taking care of him, not even taking care of the small baby? What would have happened if that was the scenario? So, every person, every human being should always be grateful to their parents, especially to their father. That is what Ramayana is teaching all of us. Rama was Ramo Ratikarapituhu. He was always making sure that his father was delighted with the actions he was performing. Likewise, all the four of them were so delightful, were so enthusiastic about their activities, their learning. Valmiki Maharshi says, Sarve Veda Vidashuraha, Sarve Lokahite Rataha, Sarve Gnanopasampannaha, Sarve Samudita Gunaihi. This is a beautiful shloka from the Sri Ramayana. Here Valmiki Maharshi explains the virtues, the qualities of all these four princes, Rama, Bharatha, Lakshmana, Shatrugna. Here he explains that Sarve Veda Vidashuraha, all of them had a mastery over the Vedas. All of them had all the required grip and understanding of the Vedas. All of them were great heroes in terms of their learning of the warfare, learning of the archery, Dhanurveda, learning of the skills what a Kshatriya prince should have. So, Sarve Veda Vidashuraha, Sarve Lokahite Rataha. This is another beauty. All the four princes were always intent upon doing good to the people. Look at how Dasharatha is nurturing his princess. Look at how Dasharatha is making sure that the four children are in the right path of learning. So, all the four were doing good to the people. All the four were always intended upon doing good to the people, and the happiness of the people was the happiness of the princess. That is what Ramayana is teaching all of us. Sarve Gnanopasampannaha, Sarve Samudita Gunaihi. All of the four were equally endowed with wisdom. All of the four were equally adorned with excellent virtues. These have been benchmarks for what a king has to teach, or the king has to educate his higher apparents, his children, his princes. Because Ramayana is a social science as well. Look at what Dasharatha has been teaching to his princes. Every minister in the current day scenario, every member of the legislative assembly in the current day scenario should learn from these teachings of Ramayana, and also make sure that their children who were wanting to take up that post should acquire all the related knowledge according to their field. They should acquire knowledge on administration. They should acquire knowledge on the wisdom of how to handle a municipality, how to handle the administration. They should acquire all the right virtues. They should acquire the proper handling and management of the public, of people. Likewise, Ramayana is not something which has happened a number of years ago. Yes, while it has happened number of years ago, it is starkly relevant for this current day scenario as well. This is what Dasharatha has been teaching us in terms of educating the princes. Sarve vedavidashuraha sarve lokahite rataha sarve gnanopasampannaha sarve samudita gunaihi. Valmiki Maharshi now says, Teshamapi mahateja Ramaha satyaparakramaha. He says, amongst all of them, while every one of them were equal in their prowess, equal in their mastery of the Vedas, equal in their intentions towards doing good to the people, equal in their virtues, Rama was slightly ahead of the other three princes, and Rama was slightly better in his prowess, in his wisdom, in his handling and intention of doing good to the people and all of that. So, the four princes were growing up. The four princesses were being adequately educated. Here, in Sri Ramayana, the details of how these princes were growing, how Rama, Bharatha, Lakshmana, Shatrugna have spent their childhood has not been explained in detail. Like how in the 10th chapter of the Bhagavatam, the Krishna's childhood has been explained in detail, there was no Rama's childhood which has been explained in detail in the Sri Ramayana. However, having said so, there is another epic, there is another scripture called as Yoga Vasishtam, which has been authored by the great sage Valmiki Maharshi himself, which is in fact much more voluminous than the Sri Ramayana. While the Sri Ramayana is 24,000 verses, Yoga Vasishtam is about 32,000 verses. That is the education and what was Rama taught by his guru Vasishta Maharshi. That is an excellent scripture with all the spiritual significance. In that Yoga Vasishtam, Vasishta Maharshi has explained the purpose of life, the purpose of being, the purpose of the Jivatma to Sri Rama, Bharata, Lakshmana and Shatrugna. So, likewise, all the four brothers have been growing up at an excellent pace. These four brothers, Lakshmana and Rama, were so dear to each other, and Shatrugna and Bharata were so dear to each other. This is what was happening, wherein Lakshmana was always fond of his elder brother Rama, Shatrugna was always fond of his elder brother Bharata. Here, Valmiki Maharshi says, Sarva Priyakarastasya Ramasyapi Sharirataha Lakshmano Lakshmi Sampanno Bahiprana Iva Paraha Nachatena vina nidram labhate purushottamaha. Mrishtamannam mupanitam asnati nachatam vina. Beautiful slokas. Here, Valmiki Maharshi is saying that both the brothers Rama and Lakshmana were so fond of each other that Rama's second life was Lakshmana, who was moving outside. In the sense, if you want to see Rama's life force, you have to see Lakshmana, who is moving outside. That has been explicitly shown by Rama and Lakshmana in the Ramayana, wherein when Rama has concluded his manifestation on this earth, Lakshmana has also immediately concluded his manifestation on the earth. Similarly, Lakshmana and Rama were so fond of each other that Rama used to never have a peaceful sleep if Lakshmana was not around. Rama used to not have dainty, delicious dishes and enjoy the flavor of them if Lakshmana was not partaking along with him. Rama was always in the intention of making sure that Lakshmana was also happy along with him. That is what is happening between these two brothers. Now, what is the significance of Rama not being able to sleep peacefully when Lakshmana is not around? What is the significance of Rama not enjoying good, delicious food when Lakshmana is not around? The significance is, whenever Lakshmana was not around, Rama was not at mental peace. That is what we all have to understand. Rama is having absolute peace of mind only when Lakshmana is around with him, and Lakshmana is also part of his enjoyment. Lakshmana is also part of his achievements. That is the relationship which Rama and Lakshmana are explaining to all of us through their acts. Hence, we as brothers and sisters, we all have to learn this point from Sri Ramayana and start inculcating these habits explicitly, because every one of us have our own siblings, and we have to take very good care of our siblings, and we have to shower love to our siblings like none another. Now we are in a scenario wherein both the siblings are fighting each other for paying the bills of their parents, for paying the expenses of their parents, for taking care of their parents. Both the siblings are starting to fight with each other. To get a share of the property, the siblings have started fighting each other by ignoring the right virtue of taking care of their parents. So, for this current scenario, Ramayana will be helpful if Ramayana has been assimilated in everyone's mind and life. So now, all these four princes are growing. All these four princes are achieving their learning objectives, and King Dasharatha was very happy with what was happening. And now, as responsible father, Dasharatha has now started looking up for good brides to get his princess married with. Dasharatha started searching for good brides, and while he was having a discussion with all his family priests, Vashishta, Vamadeva, etc., with all his counselors about the marriages of these princes, that is when there was a sudden turn of events in Dasharatha's life. This turn is an excellent turn in the life of Sri Rama. This turn is an excellent turn in the life of Lakshmana. This turn is a turn wherein Dasharatha had to feel a little sad about. That is when Valmiki Maharshi says, Tasya chintayamanasya mantri madhye mahatmanaha abhyagachan mahateja vishwamitro mahamunihi. Valmiki Maharshi says that when this kind of discussions were happening in the court hall of King Dasharatha, there was this great sage Vishwamitra, who was possessed of unique glory, arrived at that palace of King Dasharatha. This great, highly effulgent Maharshi Vishwamitra has now arrived to the palace of the King Dasharatha. And what did this great sage Vishwamitra ask King Dasharatha? What happened next? What were the discussions between the King Dasharatha and Vishwamitra? This discussion is a very peculiar and unique discussions which had happened in the Sri Ramayana between the King Dasharatha and this great Maharshi Vishwamitra. Let's all understand about those discussions between this great sage Vishwamitra and the King Dasharatha in the next episodes to come. Thank you.